Maybe not h4. Not h4 blocking the looks like a good defense, and also opening the diagonal here to capture with check. Yeah, this was probably too optimistic. Yeah, not h4, and I can resign. I think. Yeah, he did the move. Hello, welcome to another video of Reinaldo chess lesson. Today we are going to record the usual couple of games, 5+5 for the series climbing the rating tower. The actual rating at the moment is 1800, so let's look for the first opponent of the day. Okay, black pieces, an opponent of 1600. Let's see what he is going to play. Well, he's taking some time to make the first move. Maybe it's not there. Okay, finally. E4. Let's play a classical setup, E45. Okay, here we have a gambit. Well, not a gambit. The pawn is defended, but this is known as the center game. Let's take. Okay, and finally we have here the Danish gambit. The thematic way to counteract the gambit is with with the d5 reaction. Instead of capture the pawn, playing in his territory, with this move I can fight for the development, for the central control, and also avoid the, well, decline the gambit, really, the second pawn. It's taking some time because probably the move was a bit unexpected. Okay, he took. I can recapture here with the queen immediately. Also, I can play knight f6 to prepare the recapture there with the knight. But okay, the knight cannot come to c3. He took on with the pawn. Maybe here I can put pressure on the pawn with knight c6. Makes sense. Knight f3, bishop g4, bishop d2, long castle. There is a good pressure on d4. He's incoming with knight c3 probably. Okay, let's castle. Takes, queen takes on d4. It's an auction. But, well, in that case, I'm not really. Why will have the bishop there? Bishop takes, queen takes on d4. Maybe it's a pawn because takes, queen takes d4, but probably he can just move the queen somewhere, like queen b3, with some pressure on the knight. Also, I am thinking right now in bishop d6, knight c3, and transfer the queen to h5 to try to remove the defender and look for the checkmate. So bishop d6, knight c3, queen h5, h3, bishop takes h3, pawn takes, queen takes. It's interesting because the other option about capture the pawn, takes, queen takes d4, queen b3, I don't like too much that position. So I will continue here with a normal developed move, preparing some. He's going to play knight c3, I think, and I will play queen h5. I am ready to remove the defender and do the checkmate on h2. So he's going to play h3, and there I can consider the possibility to sacrifice the bishop on h3, but I am very sure that that sacrifice shouldn't work. But the position is going to be a bit difficult to play for him, I think. Okay, takes, takes, takes. He can move his knight, blocking on e5 with some bishop g4 check. What I can take with the knight there. Okay, let's see. Knight f6 looks interesting as well. Pawn takes, knight takes, threatening bishop h2 check, maybe. Okay, I will play. Well, let's do this. Looks very strange. Actually, I'm not sure about the move, but okay, I am playing for the attack, so I'm going to be consistent with that. The idea is just recapture on g4 with the knight and try to incorporate a new attacker without lose tempo, doing other things. And really, I am very sure that this shouldn't work, but maybe interesting. Okay, let's take. Okay, he did that move. I would like to remove this defender. I have knight takes d4, queen takes d4, bishop takes g3, or bishop takes g3, followed by knight takes on d4. Also makes sense. That looks like a more logical continuation. Takes, takes. Okay, let's play that. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight d4, queen e1, knight takes on f3, rook takes, but or bishop takes, but I always have check and mate, I think so. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, the idea of the sacrifice on g3 is just open the d file for the rook, and now the idea is remove the defender and try to do the checkmate here. Maybe not h4, not h4 blocking the looks like a good defense, and also opening the diagonal here to capture with check. Yeah, this was probably too optimistic. Yeah, not h4, and I can resign. I think maybe I should capture on d4 with the rook, not with the knight. Well, that also don't make too much sense because the idea of this was to remove the defender. But yeah, knight h4 is interference. He's thinking a lot. He have a lot of time, okay, to find the defense. So, and after that, really, maybe I have to capture the bishop and bring the other rook. But yeah, I will be playing up again with two pieces of disadvantage. Yeah, he did the move. Also, yeah, the trouble is he's taking this. How can I kick the game complex here? I don't want to trade pieces, but seems to be that I should do that because sacrifice more pieces really don't make too much sense. But he's going to try to do a check on f5 probably to maybe f5. Probably f5, bishop takes, pawn takes, and at least I can keep his queen on the d file. I will do this. F5, bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop d3, but I have knight f3 check. Okay, I'm going to play this move. The idea is try to create an output on f3 for the knight, at least. Objectively speaking, this is a hopeless position for me. But okay, I have to fight. I have the check, winning the queen. Well, capturing the queen, really. I have to lose some pieces anyway, so you have to move the queen somewhere. Maybe, I don't know, queen a4, queen e1, yeah. Okay, you don't have any check. So g5, attacking the knight makes sense. I think try to recover some material. If he moved his knight, I have the fork on f3. I couldn't take the outputs directly because his knight was covering this square. Also, I have a fork on c2. Okay, knight f3 check looks interesting. You have a check here. I have to do this. Rook takes, pawn takes. And now I have queen h3, looking for checkmate, and the knight will be hanging. Okay, he did that move. I would like to get the e1 square, but if I play g4, then I can come back to h4. Okay, well, rook to the open file. The idea is play rook e2, getting the outputs with the rook, because in case of knight takes, I can play rook d1 check later. Maybe he have to move his bishop. Oh, he's capturing this pawn. I didn't see that long move. But okay, I can get the e1 square. We check. He moved his bishop. Okay, let's move the queen here. Try to attack the knight. Knight d4 maybe, but there I can sacrifice the rook for the bishop to deflect the queen and later capture g3. Actually, I cannot see a good way to defend the knight, really. Because if he moves the knight, I can sacrifice the rook for the bishop to deflect the protection on g3. Okay, let's go for that. Check in f1. Queen g2. King e1, queen h1, check. I can capture the rook in the other side. And later b2 will be hanging. Okay, let's take here. He have a check, but in ba. Also the knight spin. Still big troubles. Okay, that was clever. Okay, I think I have to protect my passed pawn, maybe with this move, but what about g4? G4 check. Okay, let's bring the queen. Let's try to centralize the queen. He's going to capture the pawn, maybe with the knight. G4. Let's do this check first. and later g4. If I play g4 directly, we have queen e6 check capturing the pawn. With this check, I am hoping to play g4, but keeping the pawn defended. Okay, he lost by time. Well, the position was super chaotic. That game was a mess. Um, really, I think a very bad game. But okay, we are going to see with the analyzed board at the end of the game. Let's go for the second challenge of the day. Let me look for the option here. Okay, new 5+5. Okay, white pieces, 1900, almost 2000. This game will be difficult. Let's play c3. This is, well, according to the chess.com database, the name of this is the Zaragoza opening. Normally, this transposed to a lot of kind of queen's pawn game. Probably he's going to take, and that will be a kind of, okay, he did e6 here. What is interesting, if I play e4, we are going to transpose to a kind of French defense, maybe. I can play e4. Also, I can play bishop f4 to kick the game in the London system territory. So, okay, I will go for a London system and a pyramidal formation. Knight f3 is also a possibility that maybe can be a bit more flexible. Let's do this. Okay, d5. Now let's play the London setup. Okay, e3. Bishop d6, maybe. Okay, knight c6. Knight bd2. Bishop d6. Bishop g3. Let's kick the tension. Short castle. Okay, and here the main move is bishop d3. What I'm going to play bishop b5. That looks a bit strange because, but the idea of bishop b5 is removing the knight. Black will have more difficulties to do the liberating move to open the diagonal for the last square bishop. So here the best move for black is 97 to prevent the damage in the structure, because in case of a6, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen a4, really this maneuver with queen a4 putting pressure there, and later queen a3 putting pressure on c5, and this 6 is very annoying. But a6 is a natural move, because thinking about a6, black can be motivated to accept the challenge because the pawn is ready to be traded. The double pawn will be ready to be traded. Okay, he took the outputs on e4. This looks a little bit premature because I can just capture creating double pawns, I think. And later I can move my knight, for example, to d2 or g5. So I will go for this. Okay, he took, oh, well, g5 is covered by the queen. So this is more or less forced. Okay, now this guy is hanging. Probably he's going to play f5. Okay, he took there first. I can capture with the c or with the e. Knight takes e4. Okay, okay. I have a little trouble with the connection, but now I'm back. Yeah, I was commenting that I can capture on e4, and he will be more or less forced to capture on g3. Then I can recapture with the h pawn, and after, for example, pawn takes on e3, maybe queen h5. That may be interesting. Knight takes e4, bishop takes, pawn takes on e3, queen h5, and h6 there. But I'm not completely sure about that. But really looks very, very interesting. Because the other alternative is the simple capture on d4 with the e pawn. But there, knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes e3. I can trade queens, rook takes, and f3. Probably play that position. Well, I'm going to play simple, really, because I cannot see really a clear continuation. So let's stay here with the e pawn. Probably I spend too much time in a not critical position. That is something very bad, really, for a Blitz game. Yeah, he has some ideas with bishop takes and e3 with a positional pawn sacrifice. Now he's incoming with f4, taking the initiative. Okay, here I can take this invasion square with the queen, allowing f4. Can play f4, queen takes e4, pawn takes, pawn takes. Okay, I will do that. I think he's not forced to capture on g3, really. Mm. Well, now I am thinking in a variant where I can try to create a strong knight versus bad bishop situation. That will be capturing on c6, followed by the capture on d6, followed by the knight jump to c4, and get the outputs on e5. In some case, he can play bishop a6, leaving my king in the middle of the board, but I will try, because I think if I manage to create a favorable endgame, can be very instructive. It takes now knight c4, and finally getting the outputs on e5. The trouble with this line is that at some moment he can play bishop a6, and I won't be able to castle. But let's see if I can resolve that detail later. I can short castle, but bishop a6 will be very annoying. He's pushing to really, he don't have any specific threat at the moment, because if he push the pawn, I can just capture with the knight. So I think as bishop a6 is very annoying, I'm going to play a prophylactic move, anticipating that option. Maybe he have to play a5, but that is difficult because c6 is hanging. So my plan is just create the outputs, but being able to castle. I have to castle, sure. There is no rook tour. The position is pretty safe, and yeah, it's a case of a strong knight versus bad bishop. Probably you have to play a5, and after queen takes c6, yeah, that is the trouble. I think it's just losing a pawn there, because in case of bishop a6 there, e6 is falling with check as well. So okay, queen g4. He's trying to attack on g2. I'm going to castle. He will go for f4 f3, f4 f3, trying to create a checkmate attack there. But okay, in case of f4, I can take the output. Also, I have the option to play f3 directly. c6 is still hanging. Yeah, he went for that. Okay, let's play f3. This move looks. I could jump to e5 directly, but really I want to reserve that attack for a better moment. So after f3, he have to play probably, yeah, okay, queen there. But now I have this move taking on e4 with the knight, and the knight can jump later to c5. So yeah, for that reason, I kept the positional tension, hoping for a better knight jump. Actually, I have to play pretty fast. I am playing only with the increment, so let's take here with the knight. Okay, he's playing fast because he's trying to flag me. Okay, bishop there, rook f2. Okay, there is no trouble with that, I suppose. Let's take the output, octopus there. Attacking the bishop, f4 is hanging, c6 is hanging. Okay, well, this was completely unexpected because he was trying to win the game by time, but okay, he resigned. I have only 19 seconds on the clock, even despite the increment. You know, the technical phase of the game is never easy, really. You have to be very focused because always there is possibility to create some counterplay, especially when the queen's on the board. Okay, but was a nice result. So let's go to the analyze board to review the couple of games. I know very well that the first one was a complete disaster, but okay, this was a bit better. Okay, let's start with the analyze of the couple of games. Let's start with the first one. That was a very messy game where I was losing. So okay, that was the game where my opponent played the Danish gambit. I counteract the gambit with the classical reaction. So far so good. Takes knight c6, knight f3, bishop g4, bishop e2, long castle. After short castle, here according to the engine, I should take the pawn on d4. I during the game I comment that, well, the capture on d4 was possible. I didn't consider that during the game. I only consider the possibility to capture on f3 first and later capture the pawn on d4, but I don't want to lose the bishop pair. But actually, I can capture directly on d4 because in case of this, after knight takes, here I can trade the bishop. So it should be fine. Bishop takes, queen takes, and I will have the extra pawn, but still with the bishop pair. This was the analyze. Instead of that, I did bishop d6. That is an inaccuracy according to the engine. My idea was prepare a kind of checkmate idea here. Yeah, clearly the plan is a mistake. Now the advantage for white is +2. So h3, fearless chess. And here I just decide to, well, the interesting thing is that initially say +2, but after knight f6 says that the position is only +0.6. So really the position is quite complex and difficult to evaluate even for the engine. So he took that is a mistake. I took with the knight. And here I should have some counterplay for sure. He did g3. That is a mistake. And now, apparently, the unique winning move that I have is queen h3, getting the invasion square to prepare the sacrifice on g3. But instead of that, I was focusing the idea of remove the defender on f3 to do the checkmate. I was thinking in knight takes d4, but he can capture with the queen, keeping the defense on h2. So I sacrifice the bishop. That is a big blunder in order to capture on d4 as I did, but I simply missed this move. Interference, closing the h file and avoiding the intersection point for the knight and the queen. So yeah, in this position, I knew that I was losing. So what I wanted to do, okay, he's capturing on g4. I can capture the bishop, but what I wanted to do is kick some pieces on the board, especially the knight on d4, because the knight on d4 at the moment is probably my most active pieces. So if I trade the knight for the bishop, the position is going to be very easy for him. So I did f5 with the intention of recapture on g4, the outputs on f3. That can give me some practical chance at least because it's an immediate threat. Okay, so I still have a kind of initiative, let's say. He did queen e1 out of the fireland. Yeah, during the game, I comment that queen a4 may be good. Also, he's following the positional pattern to square away of the knight and attacking the pawn hanging. But okay, he did this. I was happy because, okay, now with g5, I can create a threat to try to remove the blocker of the h5. The engine says that this is a mistake again, but because the way to counteract the move is with queen e5 to create a transversal pin. But well, a very difficult move to spot, in my opinion. He just moved the knight, and now I can do the four, getting the output. And here, for sure, I have some counterplay because his king is very, very weak. Queen f2. Okay, now I bring the last pieces into the game. The idea was here, play rook e2, and after knight takes, rook d1 check with winning the queen, probably. The engine says that this move is a mistake as well. Apparently, the best move for me is b6. In the game, I didn't see that the queen, I just missed the long move. I did this, but okay, not. Apparently, the queen now cannot capture, shouldn't capture because I am getting the e1 square. Yeah, now I can see why it's a mistake to go to knight g7 with a fork here. But yeah, really, if I move the queen, he can just capture the rook because I don't have any way to create any immediate threat. He didn't see that. He was very confused, like me. Okay, queen g4, attacking the pieces hanging and putting pressure on g3. And finally, I have my chance here because the queen is overloaded, defending g3 and e3. So deflection. And after this, the position is now is winning for me. So I managed to turn the tables in this game. Skewer winning the rook. And yeah, the position was very difficult. At some point, he lost by time. Okay, well, the first game was a roller coaster, really not too good as an example, but well, I wanted to create some kind of interesting attack, but probably I tried to be too clever and I just displayed completely the position. Okay, let's see the next game. In the next game, I was playing as white, and I did a solid system with c3. And normally, this transposed to a lot of London system setups with the pyramidal formation and the bishop out of the pawn chain. But in some case, the idea of this order of move may be try to create some kind of stonewall attack formations, but with the bishop out of the pawn chain. So, okay, here e6. As he didn't move the knight, I cannot develop the bishop out. So here I have the option to play e4, and we are going to be in a kind of French defense situation. But okay, I did knight f3 to kick the game in a win to reach other four. So this is the London system, and really we get a main line by transposition. Here, why can continue with normal development, allowing the capture on f4 in some variants, but okay, I just retreat, castle, and bishop b5. This is theoretical. And now knight e4. I didn't know knight e4. According to the computer, the move is okay, but let me see. Well, not too accurate. Really. It says it's good, but the valorization of the position changed from 0 to almost +1 in favor of white. Okay, I can create the structural damage. Knight d2, he took. Here, in this moment, I was considering the possibility to capture the pawn on e4. Now I can see that it's not an engine suggestion. I did the capture on d4 with the e pawn, but I would like to explore this line. Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Yeah, and here I was worried about d takes e3, and I was considering queen h5. But yeah, this capture is with check, and actually the engine likes black's position. So I spent like 2 minutes to see if I can play in this way. But later, at the end, I decided to play the safe continuation. So he did f5. Yeah, this is an important moment of the game. I was thinking a lot about how to continue because the f4 is incoming, winning the pieces. So here I decided to select a force variant where I can create a strong knight versus bad bishop situation, starting with this capture, trading the knight, and now his bishop is in the same color of all the pawn structure, especially the central pawn. And I have a very nice output on e5. I did knight c4, and now he did queen f4. That is a mistake according to the engine, even despite he's following the positional pattern. Here we can see that the best move is queen c7, still following the positional pattern, but the queen there is keeping everything defended. So here in this moment, I did queen a4, not to attack the pawn that is hanging at the moment. Really, I was concerned about the bishop on a6, for example. If I castle right now, bishop a6 may be very annoying because now black can infiltrate the bad bishop for the strong knight. So before castle, I did this prophylactic move to prevent bishop a6, and my opponent did queen g4. Usually, no, it's good to have the queen in the same color of the bishop. So I continue normal development. So my rooks are connected. I have a strong output on e5. The position should be winning in the strategic point of view. The rest, okay, is we can talk about a kind of technical phase, okay, without material advantage. That what is quite infrequent, but we can talk about that. So, okay, f4. He was playing just to put pressure on my clock. So f3, stopping the f3 with f5, and now, yeah, here I remember that during the game I comment that right now I can jump with my knight to e5, and actually I can see that this one is of the engine suggestion. But I didn't want to spend my threat too fast. I wanted to kick the tension, and really that idea pay off because he moved the king, and now I can do the 4 on d6, winning a pawn, and still the knight have a strong output c5. So he tried to move waters here with e5, sacrificing another pawn to liberate the diagonal for the bishop, but with rook f2, I can defend, throw the second rank, bishop f5, and knight d6 taking the outputs, attacking the bishop, f4 is hanging, c6 is hanging, and actually I have 2 extra pawns, so he decides to resign here. The valorization is +4, but in any case, I think that was a premature resignation. He still have some motive to fight, especially because I was short on time. But okay, uh, well, with this we'll finish with the series cleaving the rating tower for today. I hope you enjoy those couple of games and also the analyze and comment. Hope to see you soon in a new video. And don't forget, if you like the content, subscribe and share with your friends. See you soon. Bye.